I first started with NASTD 15 years ago when I first started with the state. My predecessor had told me about the organization and recommended it highly, and it really didn't disappoint. My first meeting that I went to was in Portland, Oregon, and having come from the private sector, I had a lot of questions about the way that states did business, the procurement process, the technology, some of the restrictions that we had, and some of the security concerns that we had that were different than anything I had ever dealt with before. And very quickly at that meeting, I found that our state was no different than any of the other states, whether it were the larger states, smaller states, and even some of the cities that were participating at the time, that they all had similar problems and that they were at similar places in the journey. And it made it a lot easier to understand that that we weren't out on an island and that we weren't alone, and that we had people that we could learn from and that we could share with and help us through the journey. When we were first starting on the journey towards Office 365, we had a lot of questions about the complexity of the Microsoft environment, licensing in particular, cost, and which portions of the platform we would need or not need right away, and that we could hold off on maybe. And we were able to reach out through the bulletin boards on NASTD and get together with our peers. And we actually met with 14 different states and the city of New York, all through our connections at NASTD, and go through where they were in the journey and lessons learned from what they had in place and what they had gone through in trying to get their Office 365 environment stood up. And that helped us immensely when we went to Microsoft. We were able to go in, think about it like you're going in to trade in a car, and you have that Kelley Blue Book value in front of you, so you know what your car is worth and you know what the car you're buying is worth. Having that knowledge in advance really helped us get the best deal and put us in the best position to succeed. And again, we would have been struggling, and we probably would have been in a worse spot had we not been able to collaborate with the folks at NASTD from across the country and take advantage of their lessons learned and the things that they could teach us. Being as involved as I have been for 15 years with NASTD, I find it very easy to express the value of the organization. So a prospective member, I will tell you, you're going to form some really great relationships. You're going to get to meet those other state members if you're on this side, and you're going to be able to share those experiences that you've had and that they've had, and you're going to be able to learn from each other. And it's really invaluable, the amount of information and the amount of learning that can be done that's practical. And on the corporate side, you have those relationships with the state members, and you get to have that time with them in those networking sessions and in those events that we have. And you're able to get that relationship formed so that when you need to call on that state or you need to reach out to that state, that it's a friendly face calling and they're much more likely to take your call. But the biggest thing that I would say, and the biggest value to NASTD, is only realized when you get involved. When you take advantage of the website, you take advantage of the message boards, and you reach out to your peers and you reach out to the corporate affiliate partners. You join the meetings and you listen to what people are saying, and you're able to share. And it's kind of cathartic to be able to share your message as well. And then attend the events. Make sure you're taking advantage of those networking sessions. Make sure you're taking advantage of those relationships and forming those relationships that are going to be able to help you down the road. And again, that is the true value of NASTD.